So for chapter two, so we have already learned what we have to learn. Okay, so knowledge part is already done, and then for the remaining time, we are going to do a lot of different exercises. Okay, which will be testing you with different techniques. Okay, it does not just test you about the techniques or knowledge or formula or theorem you learned in Form 4, okay? And so for around half of the time, you are going to use the formula you have learned in Form 3 or Form 1, okay? So including the distance formula, slope formula, and then relationship between parallel lines, perpendicular lines, and so on, okay? And sometimes you will need to consider the centers of triangle, okay? So that is the in-center, circumcenter, centroid, and orthocenter, which I will teach you again in the later part, okay? And today we are going to do a few exercises, okay, on exercise 2C, so 2C, okay, which is actually the, let me see, the classwork on Wednesday, which is question number 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so that is this exercise, question number 26 to number 30. So I just type out what I'm going to do in the first lesson. Okay, so this one will be exercise 幾多嚟嘅？睇呢個先啊，唔記得咗嘅嗰啲。Should be 2B. It's 2B. Or 2C. Okay, so this is the classwork for today's first lesson. Okay, so we're going to do exercise 2C, question number 26 to number 30. I will do question number 26 with you together, and then I will let you to do, I'll give you some time to do number 27 to number 30, okay? And then I will give you another exercise. 26, let's do question number 26 together, okay? So in the figure, the straight lines L1 and L2 cut the x-axis at point B and D respectively, where K is a constant. So K is an unknown constant, right? And then L1, L2 are intersect at the point C. C is the intersection point. And then L1 passes through point A. And the y-intercept and the slope of L2 are -4 and K respectively, okay? So there are something which is described in the question, but it's not marked on a diagram. So I'm going to mark this in the diagram first. So equation of L1 is actually given. Okay, to be this. And then B and D are the x-intercept. It is very clear. And then L1, L2 intersect at point C, very clear. L1 passes through point A, very clear. Y-intercept of L2 is -4, so this is also clear. But the slope of L2 is K, so this M2 is equal to K. Okay, and then the question asks you to find the value of K. Find the value of K. 好啦，嗱呢度咧又係一開始一嘢就一大堆嘅資訊俾你嘅。OK， 咁我哋可以點樣做咧？其實冇嘢嘅，即係你唔會話一次過用晒所有嘅資料嘅。得唔得？咁我哋睇一睇個 K， 譬如佢 part A 啦，但係咧你有個信念喎，你要相信題目，佢分咗3 part 俾你 ，A part 先嘅話咧，就係應該係要揾個 K 先㗎啦，之後先至做到 B part 同埋做到 C part 嘅咁樣 ，OK？ 好啦，咁我睇下點樣揾個 K 咯喎 ，K 喺邊度出現咧？其實 K 咧又喺2個地方出現嘅 ，OK？K belongs to L1。And K is also the slope of L2. we do not have any concrete information about L2, but we know that L1, for L1, okay, we have a point on L1, point A. Point A is lying on L1, which means that we can put the coordinates of point A into the equation of L1. Okay, so it is always like this. If we have a point lying on a straight line, then we can put the coordinates of that point into the equation of that line. Okay, so in part A, we are going to put the coordinates of point A, which is 7, 2 into L1. Okay, because L1 has an unknown, so when we put the numbers into X and Y, then we will obtain an equation involving K only. Then we will use that equation to solve the value of K. Okay, so that is 7 plus K times 2 minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, so we have 2K plus 4 is equal to 0, and which means that K should be equal to -2. So that is the answer of part A. Alright， 嗱，成日都諗漏咗呢樣嘢嘅，有啲同學即係我哋用得多啲高階嘢嘅話咧，即係又要用啲 formula 啊，又 points of form 性嘅話咧，就忘記咗，成日都忘記咗呢啲最基本嘅嘢，即係話咧一點喺條線上邊，其實我哋可以將個點嘅坐標塞入去嗰條線嘅 equation 上面嘅 ，OK， 咁嘅時候就可以幫到我哋咧去到揾個未知數啦，得唔得 ？And then part B, so find the equation of L2. Equation of L2. Again, we need a point, we need a slope, right? Okay. For the point on L2, we have point D and this y-intercept. Okay. We do not know the coordinates of point D yet, right? But we know this y-intercept. Y-intercept is equal to -4, means that the coordinates of this point will be 0 and -4. Okay. So for part B, the point I'm going to use will be 0 and -4. Okay, and then we need the slope of L2. But the slope of L2 is directly given to be K. But we have already found the value of K, which means that we have the slope of L2, which is -2. Okay, 非常之順啊，係嘛？ And then equation of L2 will be found by points of form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so y plus 4 equals -2x, which means that 2x plus y plus 4 is equal to 0. So that is the answer of part B. Okay, so I think that should be no problem for part A and part B, right? And then part C, we are going to find the area of triangle BCD. So that is a shaded region, okay? Shaded region. So in part C, we want to find the area of a triangle. And we know that the formula for finding area of triangle will be half times base times height, okay? And which line do you want to use to be the base? And which line you want to use to be the height? 嗱，呢度咧小心啲喎，呢度小心啲，小心啲咩咧？呢度佢係唔係直角嚟嘅咧？即係 triangle angle dot C boy, is it a right angle? Angle dot C boy, it is not given that it is a right angle. Okay. Well, in fact, we can calculate the slopes of L1 and L2 to see whether they are perpendicular to each other or not. Okay, but we may use DB as the base. DB as the base. Okay, so let me use that color. If we use DB as the base, then the height will be the distance between the x-axis and point C. Okay, so this will be the height because this is perpendicular distance, right? So what do we need to find before finding the base and the height? Will be the coordinates of point B, point C, and point D. Okay, but what is point B? Point B is the x-intercept of L1. Okay, and point D is the x-intercept of L2. And point C will be the intersection point of L1 and L2. So we are going to find this. To find the x-intercept of L1, we put 記住啊，如果你想揾 x-intercept 嘅話咧 ，put y 等於0 ，put y equals 0 into L1. Okay, equation of L1 is x plus -2 times 0 minus 3 is 0, 0. So x is 0, 3. Therefore, point B will be equal to, point B will be equal to 3, 0. Okay, and then we want to find the coordinates of point D also. Okay, and point D is the x-intercept of L2, which means that I need to put y equals 0 into L2. And we have found L2 to be 2x plus y plus 4 equals 0. So 2x plus 0 plus 4 equals 0. And you'll find that x is equal to -2, which means that point D should be equal to -2 and 0. Okay? And then, if I want to find point C is the intersection point of L1 and L2. Remember that to find an intersection point, we need to set up the simultaneous equations. Okay, so that is the equation of L1 x minus 2y minus 3 equals 0 to be equation 1, and then 2x plus y plus 4 equals 0 to be equation 2. Okay, and then try to use the technique of solving simultaneous equations. I will multiply equation 2 by 2 to get 4x plus 2y plus 8 equals 0, and label this to be equation 3. And then I will add equation 1 and equation 3 together, okay? Because I want to cancel out the -2y and positive 2y, okay? So if I want to merge two equations together, I must cancel out one of the unknown. Okay, either x or y will be okay. So now I cancel out the y term. So what is remaining is x plus 4x, that is 5x. And then the constant term will be -3 plus 8, that is plus 5, is equal to 0. Okay, and then so you easily find that x is equal to -1. Okay, and then you just substitute x equals -1 into either equation 1 or equation 2. Okay, so equation 1 is -1 minus 2y minus 3 equals 0. And -2y is equal to 4. So y is equal to -2. Okay, which means that the coordinates of point C will be equal to -1 and -2. Okay, -1, -2。好，差唔多噶啦。我寫翻喺呢度先啦。Point B, point B will be 3, 0. And then point D will be -2 and 0. Point C will be -1 and -2. Okay, and now we are very ready to find the area of the triangle, because, so let me clear this part first. Because the base of the triangle is BD, boy dot. BD is a horizontal straight line. So when we find the length of BD, we use the x-coordinate, the larger x-coordinate, to subtract the smaller x-coordinate. That is equal to 5. Okay? And then, how about the height? So let me call this point N. Okay? And the coordinates of N will be -1 and 0. Because point N is on the x-axis. So the y coordinates must be equal to 0. right? And point N and point C are on the same vertical straight line. Okay, just up and down. Okay, directly above point C, right? So their x coordinates will be exactly the same. So the x coordinates of point N will be -1, and as it is on x-axis, so the y coordinates is 0, which means that Cn will be a vertical straight line, and the length will be using the larger y minus the smaller y. That is 0 minus -2. Okay, so that is equal to 2. All right. For these two lines, because they are horizontal and vertical, so we do not need to use the distance formula. Okay. And now we can find the area. Therefore, the area of triangle BCD will be equal to half times base times height. That is equal to 5. Answer. OK， 好，應該咧呢一題咧就冇乜快啲嘅方法㗎啦，都係咁樣做嘅。要揾翻 point B， 揾翻 point D， 然之後咧又要 solve 翻 point C 出嚟先嘅，跟住咧就再用翻底乘高除2咁樣去做嘅。OK， 跟唔跟到大家 ？So if you are okay for this question, just give me a response, please. Okay, if you are okay for question number 26, please give me a like or a clap, please. Okay， 好，呢個位想你俾個反應我。如果26係 OK 嘅，俾個 like 或者俾個 clap 我。Okay, if you are not okay for question number 26, please raise your hand. If you are not okay for any part of question number 26, please raise your hand. Is there any raised hand? No, and then I will clear the board. Okay, now I would like you to do question number 27, 28, and 29. Should be just 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, not 30, I think. Yes. 好，而家請你做一做咧27至29呢3題，試一試下。呢度咧俾多少時間你做啊 ？Okay, so classwork should be textbook exercise 2C, question number 27 to 29. Okay, so try to do this now. So let me give you 15 minutes.
老師，我想問咧，做完啲 classwork 之後，我見到 MacBook 佢有 extra 嘅，不過2B，咁我係咪做 MacBook 嘅意思嘅第幾貼？
係啦，嗱，我啱啱咧啱啱 upload 咗一個新嘅 classwork 嘅，係咪MacBook 2C 嗰份啊？應該係嘛？係啦，咁如果你可以，如果你做完而家呢一個 classwork 嘅話咧，你可以試下做嗰個 extra classwork。咁其實就係 MacBook Exercise 2C 嘅38至43題嚟嘅咁樣。咁其實題目就已經喺度㗎啦，咁樣係得唔得
38至43，唔該老師。
你揾到呢份新嘅 classwork 啊？
我而家諗住重新 log out 之後再試過揾下。
唔使嘅，你撳翻一次 submit homework 就得㗎啦，撳多一次 submit homework。可以唔使 log out 都得嘅，撳多一次 submit homework， 跟住應該就會出現咗一個新嘅，即係嗰個 drop down menu 嗰度咧，頭嗰個就係新嗰個嚟㗎啦，係嘛？
係啊，新嘅。係
冇錯，係啊，得啦 ，OK good。係啦，如果你已經做晒呢幾題嘅話咧，咁你可以試下做下 extra 嗰啲 ，OK， 咁都係 extra 嗰啲咧，咁我唔會喺堂上面講嘅。但係你交俾我嘅話咧，我就會幫你改㗎啦。
我想問改完之後，其實可以喺邊度睇翻？你幫我貼到嘅位。
你撳 review homework，
好。
跟住係啦，嗱，因為有啲我見到好似你交咗一題咁樣嗰啲咧，咁我又唔知你交，即係我唔知你交完未嘅其實，咁所以我就可能未return 翻俾你咁解嘅啫，其實。咁應該有一部分就係 return 咗俾你哋㗎啦，等我睇下咪先啦。
不過 review 嗰度我就係見到9月8號嘅。9月8號。
9月8號嗰份extra classwork 係咪啊？係冇錯。咁跟住之後仲有啲咩嘅咧？9月17號有一份，我未跟係啦，其他嗰啲我未 return 嘅應該。OK。咁我 return 咗俾你嘅時候咧，咁我就會即係話俾你聽咁樣噶啦 ，OK？
好，唔該老師。
OK， 好 ，thank you。OK， 差唔多啦。So let's check the answers。OK， 嗱，記得做完之後咧 ，upload 翻上去 Mac App 嗰度啊，咁啊幫你儲起啲你哋嘅工作佢。OK， number 27. So in the figure, ABCD is a trapezium. AD is parallel to BC. Okay, and then A boy is perpendicular to boy C, where C lies on the x-axis. 咁呢啲全部都有 mark 咗喺個圖嘅上面㗎啦，咁啊可以唔使理㗎啦。Coordinates of point A and point B are -18, 0 and 0, 24 respectively. 好，咁我 mark 翻上去先 -18, 0, and then boy will be 0 and 24. Okay, and then the equation of CD is given to be x minus 7y plus k equals 0. K is a constant. Okay, and part A, express the coordinates of point C in terms of K. Point C in terms of K. Where is point C? It is actually the x-intercept of the lines BC and the x-intercept of the line CD, right? Okay, so which line should we use now? We do not have equation of point C. We just have equation of C dot, right? So we are going to use the equation of C dot to find the x-intercept, okay? And to find the x-intercept, we need to put y equals 0 into CD, the equation of CD. So x will be equal to, so x minus 7 times 0 plus k will be equal to 0. And then, so x will be equal to negative k. Okay? And the question asks you to express the coordinates of point C in terms of k, which means that the point C with x coordinate, negative k, and y coordinates, 0. Okay? So that is the answer of part A1. Is that right? 嗱呢度即係叫你 express coordinates of C in terms of K。咁即係個答案咧係容許有 K 嘅，你係未 ready 去到計到個 K 出嚟住嘅。OK， 不過 part B，sorry A2 即刻叫你 find the value of K。嗱，通常呢啲咧一叫你 in terms of K， 跟住無端端有一 part 下一 part 就叫你 find the value of K 咧，其實即係話我哋仲有一啲嘅題目俾我哋嘅資料咧係未用到嘅。OK， 我哋係要攞多個資料，令到我哋列到一條式係冧到個 K 喺裏邊嘅，咁我哋就可以咧求到個 K 嘅 value 啦。OK， 好啦，咁我哋有咩資料未用到咧？嗱，啱啱我哋揾到個 coordinates of point C 係咪 ？coordinates of point C。好啦，咁跟住咧，我哋其實見唔見到咧 ？BC and AB are perpendicular to each other。OK， 嗱，我哋不外乎都係揾下啲 slope 啊，揾下啲 distance 啊咁樣嘅啫。呢度係要自己諗到嘅。我相信咧，呢一題打星嘅位咧，其實就係 A2 呢一 part。OK， 我相信係呢一 part 嚟嘅。因為咧呢一 part 咧唔係話要跟住啲咩框架就諗到，你係要自己諗下嚟緊我哋需要用題目俾嘅咩資料。跟住列到一條式出嚟，冧到個 K 落去，先至計到個 K 出嚟嘅。OK， 咁但係如果你即係心水清嘅話咧，咁其實唔係太難嘅，因為啲資料咧其實一早已經擺晒喺幅圖上面㗎啦。咁究竟係攞邊一個資料咧？咁呢個就係你要諗嘅地方啦。咁今次咧嗱，未必即係未必一次過就可以做得啱嘅噃，有陣時可能要試下都唔定嘅。OK， 但係就唔好怕試下。I'm going to use the perpendicular condition. AB is perpendicular to BC. So if I want to do something with perpendicular in the coordinate plane, so I need to find the slopes of the two straight lines. Okay, M1 times M2 is equal to -1, right? Now I would like to consider the slope of AB. Slope of AB will be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so that should be 24 over 18, which is 4 over 3. And then the slope of BC, slope of point C, will be 24 minus 0 divided by 0 minus -k. Okay, and that should be 24 over k. So now we have the slope of AB and the slope of BC. And what is very good here, is that the slope of BC can involve the K. OK， 可以拉埋個 K 落水，係嘛？因為我哋其實係想揾 K 噶嘛，我哋一定要列到條式出嚟咧，係拉到個 K 落水先得嘅。我哋唔係話求其攞條式出嚟，唔係話求其想列條式出嚟，係要拉到個 K 落水，又拉唔到其他任何嘢落水喎，冇其他未知數嘅喎，係咪？好啦，我哋咁樣咯喎 ，because AB is perpendicular to BC, therefore the slope of AB times the slope of BC should be equal to -1. Is that okay? So and then just do some simple calculation, canceling the common factor, and you'll find that K will be equal to -32. It's okay? K is equal to -32. So that is the answer of part A2. Okay? Oh, that little. And then B1. find the equation of AD. Equation of AD. Again, we need to find the equation of a straight line. So we need a point and the slope, right? So B1 for the line AD. So obviously, for the point, we need to use negative 18, 0. That is the coordinates of point A. And then for the slope, we do not have the slope of AD directly, but we know that AD is perpendicular to BC, right? Slope of AD should be equal to the slope of BC because they are parallel. And the slope of BC has been found here. You see this? Slope of BC is here. It's 24 over K. But K has been found. So it should be 24 over negative 32. Okay? And then when you simplify the number, it should be equal to negative 3 over 4. Right? So now we have the point, we have the slope, so we can find the equation of AD. Equation of AD will be y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. Okay, so multiply the 4 to the left hand side, becomes 4y, and then leaving the minus 3, so double negative becomes plus 18. So 4y equals negative 3x minus 54. Moving all terms to the left, so 3x plus 4y plus 54 is equal to 0. And that is the answer of part B1. That is the equation of AD. It's okay? So now we have found the equation of AD. So let me write it here. AD is 3x plus 4y plus 54 is equal to 0. 嗱，陣有用喎呢個，係嘛？好啦 ，Part B2. Hence, find the area of the trapezium ABCD. So if you remember what you study, what you learned in primary school, you will know how to find the area of a trapezium. It's upper base plus lower base times height divided by 2. OK， 上底加下底乘以高除2，係嘛 ？OK， 好耐冇聽過呢條公式啦。咁啊，上底係邊個啊？係睇先 AD, right? And then lower base will be BC, and then the height will be AB, right? 記住個高咧，一定要係垂直呢兩個底嘅噃。好啦，嗱咁嘅時候咧，我哋其實我哋有啲咩資料咧？我哋有 A 有 B， 其實 C 都已經揾咗㗎啦。Coordinates of C should be negative K and 0, but K has been found, so it should be 32, 0, right? 咁咧，其實個 BC 即係下底咧，下底應該係可以求到嘅，個高亦都可以求到嘅，但係個上底 AD 係未知嘅，因為我哋未知道 D 嘅坐標係幾多，係嘛 ？Because we do not know the coordinates of point D, so we are not ready to find the upper base, that is the AD. Okay, so what we need to do is to find the coordinates of point D first. But what is point D? D is actually the intersection point of the lines AD and CD. Okay, can you see this? Point D is the intersection points of A dot and C dot. So we know how to find the intersection point, right? To use the simultaneous equations. K has been found to be negative 32. Okay, so this one should be minus 32. Okay. And now for B2, we need to find the coordinates of point D first. So we need to solve the simultaneous equation. 3x plus 4y plus 54 equals 0. Label this to be equation 1. And then x minus 7y minus 32 equals 0. Label this to be equation 2. Okay. And then again, so I am going to use method of elimination. Okay. I would like to multiply equation 2 by 3. Becomes 3x minus 21y minus 96 is equal to 0. And then I'll get equation 3. And then I will use equation 1 to minus equation 3 because I've made the 3x to be equals, okay, to be equal, the x term to be equal, right? And then equation 1 minus equation 3, the 3x and 3x will be cancelled. And then we have 4y minus negative 21y. It becomes 25y. And then we have 54 minus negative 96. That should be plus 120 is equal to 0. It's okay. And then we will count, sorry, it should be 150. Sorry, 150. Okay, and then y will be equal to negative 6. Okay, and you substitute y equals negative 6 into what's equation 2 ODO? Okay, 2. So x minus 7 times negative 6 minus 32 is equal to 0. So x will be equal to negative 10. Am I correct? Yes. Okay, so the coordinates of point D will be negative 10 and negative 6. Okay， 好啦，咁我哋有埋 point D 嘅坐標之後咧，咁我哋計咩都得啦。我哋計上底加下底乘高除2咯，係嘛？咁但係咧，呢度每一個底嘅或者長度咧，即都係要計嘅，都係要用 distance formula 去計嘅。OK， 或者咁樣睇下先，以為有個快啲方法喎。OK， 唔使上底下底高除2喎。你哋係咪諗到呢個方法啊？嗱，睇住咯，應該有啲醒嘅同學咧，可能會諗到㗎啦。今次我將佢 cut 成為兩個三角形 ，OK， triangle ABC and triangle A dot C，A boy C and A dot C。點解咁樣 cut 會好啲咧？因為咧，嗱，而家要計嘅係咪 area of trapezium ABCD，OK？ 當然你可以用3次 distance formula 去計嘅，但係咧，我亦都可以咁樣做，我可以將佢分成咧 area of triangle ABC plus the area of triangle ACD。OK？ 點解咁樣做會好啲啊？因為 triangle ABC 咧個底，如果我用 AC 嚟做底，跟住個高就用 BO， 係咪都得啊？咁嘅時候咧，我哋將嗰啲即係我哋要計嗰啲長度咧，全部變成 horizontal 或者係 vertical 嘅話咧，咁其實我哋就完全唔需要用嗰條複雜嘅 distance formula 去計咯噃。OK， 好啦，跟住 plus the area of triangle ACD。ACD is half times the same base AC times。咁不過呢個咧，我哋要俾個名佢啫。其實呢個我哋叫呢個 D 動翻落去個 X 軸嗰度嘅時候咧，我哋叫 point N 咁樣啦，係嘛？嗱頭先因為 point D 咧嘅坐標咧已經揾咗㗎啦，係-10同埋-6 ，negative 10 and negative 6。咁所以咧 point N 嘅坐標咧係 ready 去到揾喎，因為咧 point N 係 lies on the x-axis，so the y coordinate should be equal to 0。And then N is vertically above point D. So N and D will have the same x coordinates. So that should be negative 10. Okay? So N D 咧都係 ready 去到揾嘅，係嘛 ？N D。好啦，咁點做啊 ？Half times AC. AC is just 32 minus negative 18. Okay? And then times BO. BO is 24 minus 0. Okay? And then plus the second triangle. AC. AC is again 32 minus negative 18 times ND. ND will be 0 minus negative 6. OK， 記住一定係上減下，或者係右減左，總之係大減細。OK， 如果唔係你出咗個負數嘅面積咧，咁就錯晒㗎啦。好，咁啊，跟住最後計埋個數據啦。Half times 50 times 24 plus half times 50 times 6. And then I think it should be equal to 750. It's okay. 好，呢個咧就唔需要用到 distance formula 嘅。咁如果你用 distance formula 咧，其實都 OK 嘅。你應該會計到咧，等我即刻計一計先。如果你用 distance formula 嘅話咧，你應該會計到咧上底個 A dot 係10，下底個 boy C 係40，跟住個高 A boy 係30，係嘛？係啦 ，OK。咁跟住 area of trapezium 就係 upper base plus lower base times this height divided by 2, and then you get 750. OK， 係咪啊？都可以計到嘅，兩個方法都可以計到嘅，得唔得 ？OK， 嗱呢題都幾好做嘅 ，OK， 即係都幾問得幾好嘅，問得幾多嘢嘅。Please give me a response now. Okay, if you're okay for question number 27, okay, please give me a like or a clap, please. Okay. If you are not okay for any steps, please give me a raise hand. 有冇同學唔得嘅呢度？第27題，有冇同學跟唔到？特別係揾面積嗰度啊。OK， 因為揾面積咧係一啲即係唔係呢一課裏邊學嘅嘢，咁但係我哋會用到呢一課。OK。好 ，next. Can I clear the board? Clear. 好，我講埋第28條先啊。
唔好意思啊，老 Sir， 我喺個extra 嗰度第38條卡住咗，可唔可以幫我喺 WhatsApp 度睇一睇？
好啊，好啊。
唔該，老 Sir。
睇先啊。A B part 啱唔啱㗎？你有冇睇過？有冇 check 個答案啊？
啱㗎 ，A、B 都啱㗎。
Okay, good. 你個 point B 嘅坐標唔係三分二嗰個嚟嘅 ，point B 係 y intercept 嚟嘅，3分2係個 x intercept 嚟嘅，所以你應該用錯咗個 point B 嘅坐標。
好，我而家睇下先，等陣。
望望啊 ，OK。All right. So let's come back to question number 28. 好，呢題應該冇咁難嘅呢題。So in the figure, the coordinates of point A and B are this and that respectively. C is a point such that angle ACB is 90 degrees. So angle ACB is 90 degrees, which means that AC is perpendicular to BC. Okay, so the equation of AC is given to be 15x. So AC is 15x plus 8y minus 37 is equal to 0. Okay, and the question asks to find the equation of BC. We want to find equation of straight line, so we need a point, we need a slope. Okay, on BC we have the point to be -20 and 6. And for the slope, we do not have the slope of BC directly, but we know that BC is perpendicular to AC. Okay, so for the slope, we will use M1 times M2 equals -1 later, because we also don't know the slope of AC. So we need to find the slope of AC first. And now the equation of AC has been given, right, to be 15x plus 8y minus 37 equals 0. Okay, this is AC. And then I can find the slope of AC by changing the subject to y. It's -15x plus 37, and then y will be -15 over 8, x plus 37 over 8. Okay, and then the slope of AC, that is the M2, will be -15 over 8. Okay, and because BC is perpendicular to AC, which means that M1 times -15 over 8 is equal to -1. So M1, that is the required slope, will be 8 over 15. Okay, so now we have the point, we have the slope, and then we can write down the equation. The equation of BC will be y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. Okay, so multiply the 15 to the left-hand side. Right-hand side is 8 times x plus 20. Okay, and then 15y minus 90 is equal to 8x plus 160. And then 0 is equal to 8x minus 15y plus 250. Okay, or 8x minus 15y plus 250 is equal to 0. So that is the equation of BC. Is that okay? Yes, should be correct. And then part B, find the coordinates of point C. Point C. That should be very obvious. Point C is the intersection point of AC and point C, right? Okay, so we are going to do the simultaneous equations thing. Okay, so for part B, we put the equation of AC to be equation 1, and then the equation of BC to be equation 2. OK， 咁啊啲數字咁鬼大都要做噶啦。我哋將一式乘大15倍，然之後將2式乘大8倍。OK， so equation 1 multiplied by 15. 225x plus 120y minus 555 is equal to 0. Okay, and call this equation 3. And then equation 2 multiplied by 8. So we have 64x minus 120y plus 2000 is equal to 0. Equation 4. OK， 咁點解要一個1式乘大15倍，2式乘大8倍咧？就係因為我想整到個 y terms 係一正一負嘅。一正一負嘅話咧，我哋就可以將呢兩條新出嚟嘅式咧，就係加埋佢，去到 cancel 走個 y term 啦。OK， so we add equation 3 to equation 4. OK, so this is 289x plus 1445 is equal to 0. 哇，啱唔啱㗎？睇下先。Yes, so x should be equal to -5. Okay, nice number. And after finding the value of x, don't forget to find the y coordinates. Okay, so you just substitute the value of x into equation 1 or equation 2 is okay. So 15 times -5 plus 8y minus 37 is equal to 0. Okay. So I think y is equal to 14. Okay, so let me write it here. So y is equal to 14. Okay, therefore, the coordinates of point C will be -5 and 14. Okay, so that is the answer of part B. Is that okay? Part C will be obvious. Find the area of triangle ABC. Because triangle ABC is a right-angled triangle, so we may use BC as the base and AC as the height. Okay, and now we have the coordinates of all the 3 points. So we just use the distance formula to find the base and the height. Okay, so part C at BC will be equal to distance formula. x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square root. Okay, that should be equal to 哇難數嚟嘅，睇先。No, sorry, this is 14. 14. Yes, this lang so 17. Okay, and then AC is -5 minus 11 bracket square plus 14 minus -16 bracket square root. Okay, and that should be equal to 哇咁鬼大嘅，睇先 34. I think 34. Yes. And then, so now we have the base, we have the height. So we can find the area of triangle ABC. Just half times 17 times 34. And I think it should be equal to 289. Answer. Is that okay? 好，呢題有冇問題 ？Any problems? If you have problems, please raise your hand.
有啊，不過係啱啱做啱啱第38條。
OK， 好，呢個轉頭答你好冇？
好唔該，老師。
因為好似係咪都差唔多落堂啊？應該呢個轉頭答你啊。好，嗱，我想講講咧，下個禮拜3，大家應該係翻嚟復課嘅。我想俾個測驗大家，好唔好啊？好啦，係嘛 ？OK， 我想俾個測驗大家啊，咁就，係喎，有幾多位同係跨境嘅咧？係喎，仲有啲跨境同學喎，係嘛？應該有2、3個嘅好似，咁我會 check 先。咁但係我都想俾個即係簡單嘅測驗大家嘅，咁就應該係一個 double lesson 嚟嘅添嘅嚇。咁但係因為下個禮拜復課之後咧，嗰啲嘅即係課堂嘅時間咧，可以得翻唔知半個鐘頭一堂咁樣嘅啫。所以其實就算 double lesson 咧，都唔係好多時間嘅啫。咁所以咧，我想只係 只係測第二課，即係 equations of straight lines。Okay, so we are going to have a quiz on chapter 2 next Wednesday during the double lesson。OK， 嗱，我希望大家係做到好熟嘅，但係一啲基本嘅，譬如揾 equation of straight line 啊，或者俾咗 equation of straight line， 跟住揾翻啲 slope 啊、x y intercept 嗰啲咧，我會有一大紮嘅熱身題目俾你哋嘅，得唔得？有一大紮熱身題目，然之後咧中間有一啲即係書本裏邊呢啲所謂嘅 level 2嘅題目啦，然之後咧最後可能會有一兩題咧係 challenging 嘅 problem 嚟嘅。咁樣樣 ，OK， 咁啊，大家溫書啦，咁樣樣 ，OK， 咁所以下個禮拜三我哋呢一個復課之後第一日上堂嘅 double lesson， 我會做一個 quiz on chapter 2 only，OK， 咁跨境嘅同學咧，咁我都會 upload 上嚟嘅，咁希望你哋都一齊做嘅，得唔得？都要交嘅，咁樣樣 ，OK， so is there any problems? If there is no problem, then that will be the end of this lesson, and you may leave now. See you next week.
Sir，
係，
你可唔可以講多次幾時 quiz？ 我啱啱做緊29題冇聽到。
sorry， 係下個禮拜三。
好啊，
你哋下個禮拜二係復課啊嘛，係嘛？即係翻嚟嘅。
係啊，星期三先上堂。
係啦，星期三先係第一日上堂嘅，係嘛？咁嗰一堂咧，我哋就會做個 quiz 啦，咁樣好嘛？
好啊，唔該。
OK， thank you，拜拜。好，雍正知係咪睇先？仲有咩度啊？
係。
你
啱啱講個 y intercept 嗰度係咪你講緊最尾下面嗰度 BD 嗰度計嗰個時候個？係啊，冇錯。你記唔記得啊？即係話咧，你見唔見到你係冇計過 point B 嘅，冇計過 point boy 嘅坐標㗎？ 個 boy 唔係 line on
y axis 喎，唔係嗰個負3over 2嚟喎。係唔係嗰三？
唔該老師，
係嘛？係咪搞亂咗喺度？
係啊，我以為嗰個係佢嘅 x intercept。係
嗰個係 x intercept， 但係就唔係 y intercept。
明白，唔該。
OK， 好得 ，OK， 拜拜。拜。